Hello VR Room fans, and welcome again to Stuntman's view of round 7 of the Trophy League at vrroom.org, the home of Gran Turismo racing clean and fair. Right, this is round 7, as I said, from Suzuka, and this time we're bringing our Amuse 350Zs to Japan, back home, for a 7-lap race around the Grand Prix track at Suzuka. And on pole is JK, second is Carlos, third is Setway, fourth Ginobili, Stuntman the championship leader down in 5th after a poor qualifying. Then it's N10, Slicker, Loki, Turner, Raptor and GT5. And I'm just going to try and show you the championship positions as we come up to this race. So we've got Stuntman on 67, so that's a 9-point lead for Stuntman. Then Setwave and JK in contention, but he needs to start catching up with Stuntman a bit. In 4th is the form man Carlos, but unfortunately he missed the first 3 races, so he's probably too far back to claim the title, but maybe he can get into the top 3. Then it's N10, 5th Slicker, Ginobili, Loki, Raptor, and that's more or less all the guys. We've lost Odie from the room. Exeter we haven't seen for a bit. Rick is still in the running. Alan has gone to a different room, and Turner is here today, but unfortunately no Xeon Zoo again. Right, so back to the race action, and there we go. So let's start, and this is on board with Slicker, who doesn't make a great start there. Lost the place to Loki, and through the first couple of turns, tricky on the first lap. You've got to be aware of all the other cars around you, but everyone through that in more or less grid order. All rather bunched up towards the back here. This is Loki, Slicker, Raptor, Turner and Rick. Oh, dicing hard to settle into a line. Oh, a little bit of rubbing by Raptor on Slicker there, but no harm done. And they all get into order. So I'm going to go on board with Raptor. If I can work out how to do it. There we go. So this is Raptor in the grey car as we come down to the fearsome Degner curves. Need an awful lot of commitment, particularly into that first one. And the price for getting it wrong can be huge, because you go off into the gravel. By the time you get on the track again, it's too late to brake for Degner 2, and you're in the wall and going around the outside of Slicker at the hairpin. What a whoops! And a bit of a tap. What a move from Raptor there, and Slicker is repassing him. So Raptor didn't stay ahead for long. I think that little tap knocked him sideways, and he had to come off the throttle. But Raptor is going for it into Spoon, and a mistake from Slicker. He runs a bit wide, probably struggling just a little bit with the cold tyres, and so Raptor moves up a place to 8th. Coming down the back straight up to 130R. Now this is a very, very fast corner, but nowhere near flat in these cars. Change down to 4th and back on the gas again. And Raptor catching up with Loki. We're going to go on board now with Stuntman, still in 5th place. So it's quite difficult actually to pass anyone in the early laps unless they make a mistake, and the reason is that you can't use the slipstream on the straights, because you can, but the car in front of you also has a slipstream, and the car in front of him has a slipstream. So a bit sideways from Stuntman, but closing in a little bit on Ginobili. Behind him is N10. And Stunt now riding right behind Ginobili. Ooh, little tap. through the last part of the S's and coming up to Dunlop. Genobi running a little wide there. Oh, what a big moment for Genobi, and he gathers it up, gets hit by Stuntman. Stuntman loses a lot of time, and he's now got N10. This is N10's view. He's closed right up on Stunt now, and he's looking to take advantage. And a good run out of Degner 2. So N10 thinking about diving up the inside, but Stunt defends. Right, let's go to the outside shot. N10 still piling the pressure on in his white car there. Oh! And getting ever so close into Spoon, but got N10 a bit sideways and he's lost momentum. Now Stuntman is right on the tail of Genobi. Genobi with the yellow car, qualified 4th, still running 4th, but he's kind of dropped out of the tow, and that's going to give Stuntman a run. And Stuntman on the inside as they come up to 130R, and they're running 2 abreast. And Genobi yields the place. Sensible driving. He'd lost the corner there, and he who lives, he fights and runs away, lives to fight another day. And Genobi lives to fight another day. So I've just noticed Slicker's dropped off the back. This is Slicker. Let's see what happened to him. So we'll just rewind a fraction. There we go. So we're now on the back straight with Slicker. He's close up behind Loki and Raptor into 130R. Runs a bit wide, and oh dear. Oh, that's a big one. And oh, a very unfortunate ending to that. So 3-point turn for Slicker. Right. We'll go on board again with Raptor. Oh, and look how close we are. Go to his roof cam behind N10. So Raptor has caught up with N10. We'll ride on board with him for a bit. Oh, little tap. No harm done. If anyone is good at recovering from those slides, it's N10. So Raptor, oh, N10 a little wide through the first part of the S's here. And Raptor putting the pressure on him. N10 running wide again and off. Oh, and across, and oh, Raptor gets caught up in that, and oh, is hit by Loki. Well, that was all very unfortunate, and the marshals have called it a yellow flag. So yep, definitely a yellow flag situation. What happened there was N10 came across the track, and Raptor skidded. Whoa! Oh, this is Turner off and into the wall on his own under a yellow when he was catching up with the pack. So, oh dear, Turner, that's all rather embarrassing. Sorry I caught that on camera. Yeah, as I say, Raptor drifted across the track and got 2 wheels on the grass, and when he turned in, his car spun, and Loki was also completely innocent and got caught up in that. Anyway, we're going to go fast forward a little bit. So into the pits, this is Turner. First of the cars into the pits. We've also got Loki driving right through us. That's a bit rude. Raptor is in the pits, and Slicker as well, and that's great news for Slicker. He's getting his car fixed and going to join up to the back of the pack. So very lucky for Slicker after his spin on his own. So we are going to fast forward a little bit. Let's go with the leader, and we'll go with his rear view, and we'll just fast forward. So this is coming up to the hairpin on lap 7. We're going to restart at the hairpin because all the cars have managed to get into line. And away we go, and excellent start there by Carlos. Setwave goes with him, then there's a little gap back. Excuse me, just clear my throat. I'm going to go on board with Rick. Now Rick gained a few positions when the other car's pitted, so he's gone from 11th to 7th and into Spoon and runs a bit wide and off. Oh, it spins. Off. Cool. How did they miss him there? And Rick rejoins. Oh, and Slick has to go around him. Oh, Rick's still having a moment. Well, that was a very long moment. Thankfully, there was no contact made between any of the cars and any of the walls, so great stuff there. Very exciting. So now we're going to swap on board with Ginobili. Oh, and there's some side by side stuff through there. That's Setwave and JK. No, Setwave. Setwave and JK. Blue and the red car. We'll look at this from Ginobili's point of view. Setwave has just gone past JK. Stuntman is the orange car, and it's an off. It's an off for Setwave, and oh, he's stuck on the grass bit. And you can see in the mirror that he's losing places. So Setwave drops from 2nd to 6th, and that's a disaster in the championship for Setwave, because he wanted to gain points on Stuntman, and he qualified 2nd. Stuntman only 5th, but now Stunt is up to 3rd, and Setwave has dropped down to 6th. So let's have a quick look at Setwave's car. He's having a little look at N10. Oh, and it's all a bit messy. All very messy. But N10 holds his position. So N10 still 5th, and Setwave, who we're riding with, in 6th. So this is all very tight. Now we're starting to run out of laps. There's only 2.5 laps to go. And another man on the move is Stunt in 3rd place, and he's up behind JK now, and ahead of us is Carlos. Now Carlos has made a break for it with Setwave dropping out of 2nd place. He's opened up a bit of a gap, and I don't think these cars are close enough in the tow. So here comes Stunt now with a good exit from Spoon, forces JK to go defensive. And they're JK just leaning on Stuntman a bit. Stunt has got nowhere to go and drops in behind JK. And now Stunt looking for the outside again, this time at Casio. Oh, more squeezing by JK. And Stunt round the outside. Oh, JK turns in, but Stuntman is up to 2nd. This is JK's point of view. He's got the inside here. But Stunt has got the run, so it looks like JK's going to have to give this place up. We're going to watch this from Ginobili's point of view. Oh, and Stunt goes through. JK taps him, and that gives Ginobili a run. So Ginobili, and Ginobili squeezed off the track by JK there. He manages to gather that up. That would have been a scary moment for him. So Ginobili still running 4th. Now we're going to have a look and see what Raptor's up to. Oh, and ahead of us is N10 in the white car and Setwave in the blue, and Raptor has got a run on Setwave as they come up to the Degners. Raptor's on the inside. It's 2 abreast through the Degners. Now that's brave stuff. So look what happened to Setwave there. He managed to stay on track. Just kept a couple of wheels on the curb, so that doesn't dirty his tyres up. But Setwave down to 7th, and he's not going to be happy about this. So what can Setwave do now? Nicely positioned behind Raptor. I'm going to go on board with Turner. Now Turner is running in a little battle here. We've got Loki ahead, then Slicker, and Turner is down to 10th. I think he was higher than that actually, but maybe he's had an off somewhere. And in formation, we've got something happening up ahead. It's Setwave and Raptor, and Raptor slow out of Spoon, and Setwave passes him, comes out of Spoon faster, gets a slipstream, passes into or before they reach 130R, and very spectacular through 130R. Now we've got JK right on the back of Stuntman. This is the battle for second, and look how far Carlos is in front. Carlos has absolutely smoked them on this, and that's partly because Stunt and JK have been running side by side and bumping and banging a bit. JK clear now, or little clear, of Genobi. So looks like these two cars will be battling it out for the win. Gonna look on board Loki, and Loki's just gone off. Let's rewind that. So this is Loki's rear view as we cross the start finish line for the last time, well, penultimate time actually, into the last lap, and you can see Slicker behind us gaining a slipstream. Loki under pressure from that, and he just runs wide and off. And what Loki's doing here is he's running round on the tarmac runoff before cutting back across so as not to lose too much time. But Rick has spun there as well. I'm going to go back again and we'll go on board, or have a look at Rick's view. So that's the view I want. Right, this is Rick coming down to turn 1. Rick has been catching the group ahead of him. Remember, he had that huge moment, and another moment off and spun, and oh dear, all very embarrassing. Right, we're going to go back on board with JK and see how he's getting on to try and get second place back from Stuntman. All very close as they come through Dunlop. JK, red car and red wheels. Although he doesn't actually belong to Team Rosso. Good run out of Degma 2 for JK. So they come up to the hairpin for the last time. JK right behind Stuntman, but then he can't accelerate until Stuntman accelerates. And the guy who came out of there quickly was Raptor. This is Raptor. I'm going to go on the roof cam. So Raptor still close behind Setwave into Spoon, and that's a big sideways moment for N10 in the white car, and rejoins the track but loses 2 places. So Setwave inherits 5th place there, and he's going to be pleased with that. Now Genobi has been catching JK. JK has been awesome through 130R. Look at the speed JK carries through there, and has a little bit of a moment on the exit curve, but keeps his foot in it. Now JK closing up with Stuntman, but the winner, and by a long way, is going to be Carlos, who hasn't been headed. Pole and led every single yard, and Stuntman holds on to second. JK third, Genobi is 4th behind, and then 5th was Setwave, 6th N10, 7th Slicker, 8th Turner, 9th Raptor, 10th Loki, and 11th Rick. Just going to have a look at the timing page, and we can see that the winning margin for Carlos was 3.5 seconds, and the whole field, apart from Rick, only covered by less than 17, so it's pretty close stuff. Fastest lap on the last lap went to Genobi, 220.1, and then JK and Stuntman with 220.4s, Carlos 220.5, but Carlos's run was about consistency rather than setting the fastest lap, just setting lots of very fast laps. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this this coverage. My name's VR Stuntman. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and if you're a Gran Turismo fan, then check out vrroom.org, where the racing is fast and clean.